Yeah, looks good enough. Yep, go ahead. We can get that set up, the rest set up a bit.
That's what looks great. Yeah. Hello.
Hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome.
Welcome. Yes.
Welcome, everybody. It's been a while. Sorry, this is it's been 2 weeks since I do show, but anyway, how do you say this? I do. Welcome to a Hangout Show.
Yeah.
I've been practicing this for a week. I still can't get it right.
Right. Can I put myself better in the chair?
I mean, just okay.
There we go.
Yeah, haha, yay! Yeah, today we have the wonderful, beautiful Nura Shiny with us.
Yeah, hello everybody.
Yeah,
You know me from such shows as Tabletop Talk, where I was just in.
Yeah, Table Talk is it's one of those things it helps me a lot because I can, but I'm too lazy to read sometimes.
Yeah, no, I get that. That's my most long-running show, which we've done for nearly 4 years at this point.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I'm a veteran of this fucking hobby now.
Yeah, I was like,
can't say it differently.
yeah, that was kind of that was pretty much the first thing that comes into mind when I think about you. It's like, okay, what is the first thing I think about Nura? I was like, being a DM and very good at doing DM stuff. Then secondly is your other hobby. That was like, oh wait, she's wearing it, but I think about her as a good DM first. So I'm like, oh, that's a thing that I never thought about it until I actually take time to think about it.
I'm glad you think I'm good at it.
I mean, you're pretty good. Yeah, I mean, you have more experience than I can ever have, and it's always something that I want to be better. So I did prep some questions for it. Oh, sorry, give me a second. My camera is being a little bit naughty. It doesn't want to have my eyes open. I'm Asian, but not that Asian.
Oh no, I'm realizing that I'm sort of see-through with my nose, but that's fine.
Let me adjust that. Sorry.
Wait, I have an idea for that. I just move myself slightly up, and problem is solved. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, let me also adjust just a little bit. So it's not see-through. There we go. But what's the point of having a pretty face if you can't see it?
That is good. Yeah, that's very true.
If I sound misogynistic in any way, don't cancel me. I'm just some Asian boy.
What are you talking about? They was complimenting me.
I don't know. People finds way to be funnier. I say that. Yeah.
I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the follow. So sorry. I stopped the train of thought, and it's been a while since we hang out. And I just took my happy pills to keep my focus.
Yeah, for us too specifically, it's just but time difference is such a problem.
Oh yeah, time difference is such a big deal. It's like, there's a thing that does it bother you much when people first time I heard you was like, well, she's definitely not the known English speaking, but does it bother you sometimes? Like some people just picking on your accent sometimes.
Oh, I don't get that at all.
Oh, that's cool.
So I think I have an accent. It's notable. I know that, and I can't turn it off. Like it's not something I'm capable of.
If you can, that would be kind of amazing.
Yeah, my English is quite good. Like I can sometimes attempt an accent, a different one, but I don't think it works well. No, my English is good enough that people I think don't mind that I have an accent.
That's cool because I got pick my accent sometimes.
I mean, okay. I guess maybe if I went to actual America or something, it might happen. I have no idea, but it's just it's not a problem. I don't feel like that's ever happened to me.
That's cool. I mean, also, it. I would say, sorry. So I know a ESL student back in high school. He's from Germany as well. He said
ESL, sorry.
English is second language.
Oh,
it's a class that I had in high school because when I come here, I was like, English hard, because it's a kind of a dumb language. Like
it is. I told this story in my stream before, but when I learned English for the first, we started in 5th grade when I learned it. And for the first 2 years, I was basically a D- student because I couldn't get my head around it. But then we got Cartoon Network on satellite TV. And then I went from D- to A+ in a year.
You can't stop me from learning by watching TV.
Yeah. There's nothing like actual interest to get you to learn something. And like being able to understand what the fuck happens on all those cool cartoons I can now watch.
Oh, yeah.
Was the best ever. Introduction to it. And also you learn, like, if you have even a baseline understanding of a language, like hearing it spoken in like any situation and trying to parse it helps you so much. Which is why a lot of schooling, in my opinion, is bad, because they're like, we're going to learn some vocabulary like in a vacuum, and then we're going to read about Peter, who is going to a school today. Because clearly that is the only thing we can relate to as people in a classroom, with other people being in the classroom.
It reminds me of Asian English teaching. So it's tell me if this sounds familiar. Hi, how are you? I'm fine, thank you. And you?
Yeah, that's like year 1 stuff.
I was like, please stop. It was like after I learned English like decent enough, I was like, please stop hurting our children. Please stop torturing them.
You know that sounds in real life. That's hey, how you doing? Ah, good. Okay, cool.
Yeah, cool. Okay, silence.
And that is really like most of actually speaking a language, is learning how it is spoken in real life.
Yeah, it's more preferable if you get someone that actually speak the language, like even like with an accent. If you speak it, you know how it actually works, because that's how language works. But no, school is horrible because they just want you to take tests and fill up the vocabulary, and just like, okay, good luck.
Yeah.
Like
I was a terrible student at school.
Oh, I'm a horrible student. I hate English. Even right now, I'm taking some assistant class because English is always a pain in the ass. I just realized English have so many dumb rules, and the reason English in English countries there are spelling competitions because your system is so horrible that you need to actually be very good at it to be good at spelling it, instead of like other languages like, yeah, that's how it's spelled because it is what it is.
I'm sorry to say that that's German has that in common with English. The genders of stuff are just random, and you just don't know how to spell things because you can say it in a certain way and then it's spelled differently.
Oh God! But German has its own system as far as I can tell. But English likes to mix in with French, German, Spanish, Latin. Have fun, kid.
German also does heavy Latin influences and then some other languages, but less so than English.
Yeah, English is. So I'm not sure that the class teaches this, but they're in Germany. But I recently just like read through books. There's a thing called schwa. I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake.
What?
So like sometimes you pronounce things that not the way so you see like you don't pronounce the you pronounce like or something like I'm like, oh God, why does this exist? Why does this exist?
Yeah.
I was like looking at my own language, Mandarin. It's like, okay, this makes perfect sense because it is what it is.
I mean, we have some special characters, right? I'm gonna type them into chat.
It's like the fastest thing I can remember. Yeah, those are special, but those look different. But in English, they look exactly the same, but they have to pronounce differently, like lunch. Because you does not sound but it's a lunch. I'm like,
yeah, like that German has that too.
We have the same pain.
Yeah. I guess I would be more used to it than you because we also do that.
Yeah, you probably slightly more used to it. I remember I watched a movie about the Pope, like about two popes. Something they're like talking about English is such a cruel language. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just. It is a pain, but the pain I have been through the pain. I feel like I feel I'm competent.
Oh, you're pretty competent. Like you're way more competent than I ever can be.
I don't think I hear you say I can never be as good as XY. I don't think that's true. I think for me it's just a factor of how many years I've actually done this. Actually spoken English for most of my day as well.
That is fair.
In my job, I interact with people who don't speak German either. So I'm more or less speaking more English than German every day of every week. So yeah, recently less so, but overall still true.
That's fair. Yeah, English is kind of a bane in the universe. Like, you must know English to be good at jobs. It's like, why?
Yeah.
Why so? Why can't it be Spanish? Because it's so much easier.
Well, if you must know, because a few hundred years ago, some guys settled in your land and they were fanatics, and that's why.
Some Portuguese guys decided, this is Indian now.
There might be some steps in between what I said and today, but that's how it started.
Yeah, pretty much. We're making the easier version. Like some Portuguese guys convinced the Spanish, like, this is India, and England's like, okay, that's mine.
Yeah, and the funny that is like, it's only that the British kind of ended up building the biggest empire that we talk today. It could have easily been the French.
Oh yeah. But
stuff had fallen differently.
Yeah, but A
Or even the Dutch. Imagine us all speaking Dutch.
Dutch. Is it? Would it be Dutch slightly closer to German?
It would be very much closer to German, which also sounds very silly.
So
like Dutch sounds like, to me, when I hear it, it sounds like the funny baby cartoon version of German.
oh really?
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's so it definitely sounds different compared to the German you speak.
It sounds different, yes, but it's also similar. Like with Dutch, a lot of the time, if I just don't listen too closely, I can sort of get what they're saying.
Ah.
But I could never say it back to them, right? So it's like a different dialect almost.
That makes sense. Like it could be a different dialect because it's a pretty far away, and that influence is a little bit different.
It's both are Germanic languages, both have the same root. It's like also Swiss, also with their.
Oh yeah, Swiss has their own German too, right?
Swiss has their own German, and they also have their own language, which is partially also French.
Oh yeah.
And they have the strongest of all accents, to the point where if they actually start talking in their, even if they talk German in their accent, you won't be able to.
Only they understand what they said.
Yep, that's literally true. Like you would have to learn their Schweizerdeutsch, which is called.
That makes sense. It's like it's like certain dialect in China. It's like, yeah, it sounds similar. I have no idea what they're talking about though.
Yeah.
Have you heard Austrian? What does Austrian called German or just Austrian?
Austria speaks German as well, but they also have a very different like accent and some different words. Yeah.
Got it. So for Austria, it's more. So does Austria German sounds more like British German for American in a way? Like
yeah, kinda. I would say that it's different. It's a different type of accent. They sound. It's not like the posh versus
the usual
non-posh thing that the British versus American English has. It's just different. I couldn't really describe it. It just sounds somewhat different. But
yeah, I mean, I asked a British friend that my cousin introduced me to. I asked, so what's the biggest difference between a British and American accent? He's like, which British accent you talking about? I'm from Birmingham.
Yeah.
And there's a London accent. I was like, what?
Yeah, the classic one is obviously the posh evil Brit, right?
Evil
British. There's so many British accents like Scouser and stuff. It's really funny.
Yeah. We like to make fun of British accent, but if you heard any Southern American accent, it's like it's funnier.
If I were to talk German for extended period of time, you could place me also at least in my German state pretty easily.
Okay, so let's not dox you then.
Nah, it's not really doxing because I live in a very populous state, so don't worry.
There's a lot of people there. Good luck.
you would need another German to pinpoint that as well.
Oh, so even within the province or area, there's still like smaller accents, I assume?
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Yes, we have basically like every Bundesland, which is a state.
Okay.
Or states, American.
Got it.
Equivalent. They have their own accent for the absolute most part. And they're more or less far away from just school German that you learn.
Okay.
Mine is kind of semi-close. But we do a lot of slurring of words, making them a bit more like...
I mean, every area has their own little slang, so that makes sense. It's like, whatever makes it easier, it's usually the slang.
Oh yeah, if you see me doing this...
Drinking?
Yeah, I'm drinking. This.
the big paw.
No, yeah, the very big paw.
Can I get a pet on the head?
I don't know if I can reach from where I am, but
there we go.
Yeah, petting your shoulder is so far we can go.
Yeah, that looks so comfy to hug though.
Yeah, these are great, aren't they? I love it.
They look so great.
Yeah, I'm very non-threatening with these. What are gonna?
Now, what you gonna do? I mean, worst thing, I got snoo to death. Death by snoo.
I'm the best like You know the guy in boxing who holds the pads up? That's
Oh
me.
yeah, like oh no, I never punched that. That looks too good. I want to hug it.
Yeah, I know, understandable.
So do you do like DMing or game mastering for in Germany?
Yes.
Oh.
Okay. I for many years used to DM for my real life friends in Germany. It's mostly older editions of Dungeons and Dragons or Shadowrun.
Oh yeah, Shadowrun is a thing that you DM online as well.
Yes. And then I, as the VTuber, I have DM'd Shadowrun, and now I'm DMing Fabula Ultima, which is a JRPG adjacent role-playing game, which is very good.
Ah, that sounds interesting.
Quite like it. Because it has a very, very robust and good character building system. If you want me to go into detail, I can.
I'm interesting. You can give me the TLDR.
All right. So, you know, in D&D, you play like a barbarian.
Yeah.
And then if you want to take a second class, it kind of sucks.
Oh yeah, multi-classing is horrible in D&D.
Yeah. Right. And Fabula Ultima is the exact opposite. Fabula Ultima is like, okay, listen, here's like 12 classes.
You must take more than one.
Yeah, you must pick 2 or 3, put 5 levels into them. That's your starting character. And each level is just like, imagine if Barbarian had like 5 core skills to choose from.
Oh.
And you can pick one of them per level, and they have multiple level ups at each skill that they can have.
Oh,
like, you might unlock the ability to rage for 1 point, and then if you put another point in, your rage might become stronger. And there's a maximum of, let's say, 3 levels, and then after that you must pick another skill from Barbarian if you want another level. That's how it works. So you can already see that I could pick any of 5 skills from any of 12 classes and combine those skills with any of 5 skills of up to 2 more other classes to make a character build to start. That's very good.
That's very good. I would say like that's a lot more options than just like, oh, take your class, stick with it. If you want multi-class, good freaking luck.
Yeah, exactly. Like multi-classes for people who min-max their character in like Baldur's Gate 3 or something, but in a normal game you wouldn't do it. Like if I open the book real quick, like I can remember, like let's say Rogue, right? Rogue has the following abilities: dodge, you get a bonus to defense because you can dodge. That's all it does. You can steal from people in combat using like a special rule. Because it's like a JRPG thing where the rogue can steal, right? Yeah, that's what
JRPG has a lot more, what do you call that? Options when it comes to like playing and choosing stuff.
Yep. And then what's the next one? The next one is before combat starts, have 1 free action before combat starts. Like just you can do 1 more thing every combat, which is very strong as well. Then there's something for attacking. I forget how it works, but you get a better attack than the normal attack, basically, as your 4th thing. And your 5th thing is vanish from the scene and appear later when it makes sense.
Ah.
So you can like go into like the enemy stronghold, sneak around, and if they catch you, like nah, bye, and you just throw the smoke bomb on the front, run away.
Nah, I win. Just run away.
And some of these will cost you like a resource point in the game that is like you don't get infinite of. Like you couldn't always do that. But then you have your you pick your starting skills from Rogue, and then you put like the second class in, which could be a caster, and then you might have a spell, and you take a 3rd class in, which might be I'm I'm a weapon master as well. So when I attack, I can attack multiple people with my attacks and so on and so forth. And then you have a starting character, 5 points. And then you level your character up very often, because basically every second session or so you gain a level up.
Oh. Okay, so levels are more easily gained, but it's not. Yes. But since there's so many classes, it's kind of necessary.
Yes, and each time you level up, you can take another class level in something. However, you can only have 3 classes that aren't level 10, because level 10 is maximum for a class.
Oh, yeah, so that was good. I was gonna ask, like, do you have maximum levels because you have so many classes?
So, let's say our rogue elementalist weapon master that we made, right? We level rogue up to 10. Then I have like rogue 10, weapon master 3, elementalist 4, let's just say. That's my levels now. So I'm level 17, and I have these things. Then I can either be like, okay, I'm leveling weapon master up to 10 next, or I can be like, hey, taking a 4th class, yay. put a new class in there. I'm now also a druid, and I can like learn spells from magical animals and punch people real good with my thing, and I regenerate mana if I punch things, and so on and so forth.
Oh.
And really build this up over time. And your max level is 50, and each class you max, you get a super skill at the end.
Okay. So
it's just really solid.
your total level is basically your max level, right? Like,
the total level is your combined class levels in all of the 10 of the classes you took. Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. Yeah, that sounds like something JRPG do a lot, and it's something that that gives you more freedom of crafting a character.
Yes. And it's also like from the DM perspective, this is all player perspective, right? From the DM perspective, it's very easy to build characters in, NPCs in, because it's all like, this is all informed by just 4 attributes that you combine for skill rolls, and these abilities that you get from your classes, and that's basically all the game.
Oh.
So if I know my players have these abilities and this stuff and so on and so forth, then you can just build an encounter that will challenge them well, using the rules they have, which is also super easy, because I only have to give 4 attributes to my guys either, and they have like certain rules in which how high the dice can be for enemies, and so on and so on and so on. It's deeper than that, but it is. The depth comes from combining simple things, which is nice.
Yeah.
But in D&D, I'm like, okay, I want a wizard as an enemy in this tower. Okay, I'm gonna just close this door and come out here 8 hours later with a wizard, because that's how long it takes. Because I have to decide all of the spells, which ones he learned, which ones he has how many resources to cast, which ones are actually like in his brain on the given day. Does that change if he is warned beforehand that the NPC player characters are coming to fight him? So on, so on, so on. Like it's a nightmare in D&D, and this game makes it super easy.
I have to agree, since I DM for D&D for a while, and it's also like, God dang it.
Yeah. Like, you end up in D&D legitimately just making your enemies be strong, punchy guys.
Yeah, it's like
you
have to be very like damage sponge and challenging. That's very hard, because if you're damage sponge, players already are kind of frustrated, but they don't kill them fast enough. If they do damage, it's gonna be more frustrating.
Yeah, that's another one where Fable Ultima is cool, where it's like, okay, so you can heal in combat normally, as you would expect. There's skills that do that. But if someone goes down, they're out of the fight. You can't heal them in the fight anymore. They're not dead though. They're just out of the fight. They get knocked out, or they fall down the tower. I don't know. They can show up back later. They're unconscious. However, if everybody goes down, then there's 2 options. Either the party gets captured, or one person heroically dies to save the party and they escape.
Oh.
And that's a decision. That is not something I, as the DM, get to decide. That is something
the player says what happens instead of the DM says what happens. Oh, that's good. I mean, so they don't get to blame whatever to blame the DM.
Yeah. So, like, the game kind of enforces a certain style of resolution, where it's either like, okay, we win the fight, or we get captured, or we escape. There isn't really a D&D really 5e specifically has the problem of what's the best way to heal somebody? Well, it is they go down and then I heal them. Because if they have 5 hit points and they take 20 damage and I heal them,
they still have 5.
Whatever heal I made.
Yeah.
They, like, if I heal them then for D8, then they're up again. But if I heal the guy that's at 5 for a D8 of hit points and they take 20 damage, they're still down. My cast did nothing.
Oh yeah. That's more. It's more of a calculating. Like, which one is more worth of my resource?
Yeah, and the answer in D&D is always
when they're down.
is heal when they're down, and that's bad. That's like a real problem the game has that makes it silly.
Oh yeah, there's also like the guys being pummeled. It's like, I'm dying. I'm gonna need a hand. It's like, don't worry, I'll heal you once you're down.
Yeah, doesn't feel good.
And the DM's like, you don't. Just stomp on the body.
Yeah, and but that's also like bad, right? Because as a DM, you're like, okay, come on, I don't want to kill this character.
But you like, it's like, if I don't kill this character, this bad guy is gonna look like a fucking idiot.
Yeah, but makes it like this just makes it less.
It's less fun for both sides.
It feels forced. It's less fun. Exactly.
Yeah, it's not as fun as for both sides. This is what I catch up a little bit. So I want to challenge them. Like, it wants to have some fun. I'm not a great DM, first of all. I'm one of those like sometimes wants to force certain stories happens. I'm getting rid of that bad habit. So I'm working on it. Okay.
The secret is to have the story just develop in that way, without the players realizing you're
forcing
pulling
it.
their strings from start to finish. You can't be forceful pulling the strings. You have to be very nudgy.
Gentle. You have to nudge a little bit. You're just like, do you see that? It's like, what? Do you see that very interesting thing you might or might not want? But yeah, I'm working on it. But it's always trying to challenge the players is a little bit difficult. First of all, they know everything about the game. Second of all, if I pull something out of my pocket, it's like, surprise! They're like, what the fuck is that? It's like, okay, what do you want me to do, buddy?
It's homebrew. Shut up. Fight it.
Yeah, also, just fight it.
You know what I like to do with players who just know the game too well? I'm going to be like, hey, this is a different world. The stats of stuff might be different.
Yeah, I said that before. You know, people assume a lot. It's the assumption makes them very upset with me. I was like, excuse me.
Like, if players get upset because of my DM style, I'm just like, okay, you can also not play.
I'm exaggerating here a bit because I'm a little bit bitter, but in general, it's a little bit it's a bit of DM. What a surprise! but in general, it's I feel a little bit difficult to make them feel fun, and I have fun in a way, because as long as they're having fun, I'm okay. But the problem is what they want is. I don't know what they want. I feel like they want to just like come in, do a show of force, beat the crap out of everybody, and they're happy. I'm like, okay, that's fun too. But if everything is like that, then what's the point of the game? Yeah,
indeed. This is something I've learned from many years of DMing and playing RPGs as well. I don't read the monsters anymore if a game has that kind of book. If I'm not going to DM, I'm not reading them, because I want to be surprised. It's more fun. That
makes sense. Like I DM a lot, so not a lot anymore, because I'm just so here's the thing. It's a me thing. My game's on Thursdays. But every Thursday there's always something happening for the players or for me. I'm just like, okay, this day is fucking cursed.
Yeah, you have that so often that it's like, we would love to play, but
something happened.
The only day that even semi works is also like on shaky legs.
Yeah,
that sucks. It's just real life. That's just how that is.
It is unfortunate.
Getting 4 to 6 people in a room for 4 hours is the hardest thing you can do in life sometimes.
Oh yeah. It's difficult, but it gives me time to research a little bit and give me chance to look up for stuff, so I can ask questions when I have shows like this.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, get to spend time with friends that haven't hang out a bit for a while.
True, so true. One more thing about like monsters, when I take it as far as, hey, Jun.
Yeah.
There's like a monster's approaching. It's a big green gangly guy.
Ooh.
With like long limbs and long teeth, and he's just snarling and coming at you with his claws. What's the last thing you do?
Last thing, or
what would you never do in this situation? Because I described the troll to you.
Last thing, most likely not gonna approach it without thinking and hug it.
True. Okay, that's fair enough. But that's the obvious one. But what I wouldn't do if I'm like, hey, would my character know about the fire thing, or the acid thing?
Oh yeah, it's like, do I know what it is? I hate that kind of question sometimes.
Because I would answer the question for myself and be like, nah, it's more fun if I don't know, and I find out right now. And it's gonna make the fight harder, but it's fun.
Yeah.
And that is the kind of mental place I would my players to be in.
Yeah, I try to do that. I also wait until they attacked and just see the effect of it. So I'm like, oh, I can guess now because it does this. So like educated guess at best.
Yeah.
Like, but you know, people see a troll. It's like, oh, we need fire or acid damage. It's like, god damn it.
Yeah, it's like, it's kind of I feel like games train people wrong in those things a lot.
Yeah.
Because in a game, we have to fight a troll. Well, either I do it wrong and I don't win, or I win by doing it right, and that's my two outcomes. In a TTRPG at a table, though, there's a million extra outcomes that can't be modeled in a computer game.
Yeah, the upside of this type of game is like you get to have all the fun thing. It's the problem is that you know, when people are too used to it, it becomes a system, and just like, damn it, buddy, we're just trying to have fun here, you know.
I've been there with people, and it's usually like, again, it makes for a worse game. But if people don't know another way to like engage with it, then I get it why they do it like that. Yeah.
But still, it's like, god dang it.
Yeah, ideally you don't do that stuff. It's better to not to.
Yeah, that is the most ideal situation, which I'm okay with. It's like, you can have whatever you have as a player as an idea, but please don't give your character the information.
Yeah, exactly. It is more fun if you just don't. It's also more fun if you're charmed, actually play that you're charmed instead of resisting it at every turn.
It's also like, I'm not saying I do this too. Sometimes I do this too. Like you know, once in a while that I just think I'll make a character that's very hard to hit, like resist this stuff. There's a lot of times that I if one of my friends seeing this, you know who you are, and I'm not saying it as a bad way, because this is how people play games. You do whatever you do. It's just as the DM's point of view is like, you're resistant to almost everything, and you have very high AC. Then what the fuck am I here for?
Yeah. Well, there's always ways. Like D&D again is bad about this. Like systems like Shadowrun are way better about hyper specialized characters that still have weaknesses. Because like, if you make the super fighty guy in Shadowrun, they probably don't know anything about magic, and so you can get them with that.
Yeah.
And so on. It's like, there's a bit of a rock paper scissors angle to it, but it is super hard and often not really worth it to challenge a character that is very strong at one aspect of the game with that aspect.
Yeah, I mean, but here's the thing. It's okay for players to do that because they're having fun, but if a monster have that, it's not fun for the players because it's hard to hit, hard to kill, they're not feeling satisfied. I don't know what you guys want. Is like, I will give it a weakness, and you guys will figure it out. And it's not that I want to kill you guys. I want to at least give you guys the feeling like, okay, this is going to be a tough fight.
Yeah, I would like. I think in that regard,
this is just turning into me complaining.
Nah, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I like to talk about this stuff. I just did it for 3 hours. I can do it for way longer now. I think it shouldn't be a complaint. It should be a puzzle in those cases. And you said it's right. If you give it a weakness, figure it out. And if you don't, just try to like zerk it down with your attacks, because that's kind of working. Yeah, that might not feel good, but that's not really. Then you can roleplay with that. Roleplay that your character is frustrated, guy. Never stop roleplaying. If it takes you out of the game that hard, then we might have to talk about that. But yeah. Like it can't all be a cakewalk. That's boring.
Yeah, I mean, there are always going to be like, goblins, quote unquote, there's like cakewalk goblins, like, or thugs that they don't know how powerful you are seeing, the party can just wipe them. Yeah, that's cool, because you have to feel powerful sometimes, which is kind of the point of some these games sometimes. Also, feeling challenging is kind of there too. It's like, yes, feeling challenging and also figured out the fight is cool. I'm still learning how to do that. So, but it's also me complaining because the players complain immediately the moment I start using that. I'm just like, you don't give me a chance, buddy, please.
And honestly, I would look at them straight there and say, okay, you DM next time. I make a character.
Most of my players know how to DM. The problem is all of their DM styles different, and just like, what do you want?
Well, yeah, like it is difficult. I think ideally maybe that sounds like a taking turns DMing situation where you would want to switch games to something that supports that.
Yeah,
so that
we're trying to.
Yeah, it is always a struggle to get that working. Like any group is different. It's very hard to give advice for group dynamics because, well, again, any number of people is always different. So
that's fair.
I couldn't tell you.
That's just me complaining. So don't mind me, Nura. Sorry, yeah. I just need someone. I just need a big sister.
I don't mind you at all. I remember that one time with my real life friends where we all got together. Like, listen, the one friend who's not here right now, they can never DM again. It fucking sucks. But we don't want to tell them because they think they did a good job. And the first time they DM'd, they did do a good job, but after that they just keep copying the same formula. It's getting so derivative. What do we do? And then it came to, well, maybe if they do something a completely different game, it could be different. Maybe we do that. But otherwise, it's just like always have something ready to go so that they don't feel.
It's like stop them before they start doing anything.
Yeah, like because that was one of the players. Like if we ask them, they would come up with something.
Yeah,
and then. It ended up working out where that player never really figured out that we had basically stopped them DMing indirectly. But that's not like, that was also a younger me. These days I would be like, okay, I'm sorry, but this wasn't great. I would just tell people. Like I don't have the patience anymore to
tiptoe around
the bad play over the course of weeks. No, I will endure the bad play for a fresh DM for a long time, and I will endure the bad play like for an adventure from somebody, and then afterwards tell them, okay, we could work on some things.
Like, buddy, listen, this is out of respect. That sucked. We need to work on something.
Yeah. You have to tell people, otherwise how would they know?
Yeah, that's fair. I was like, listen to me, buddy. We need to work on something.
Yeah.
You're killing me, literally.
Like you are railroading is usually the stuff that gets me the most.
Oh yeah, railroading is a thing. That's a thing. How do you avoid it?
So my advice for that would be the following: know what your players, characters and/or players like to do anyway, and then build the adventure around accomplishing those things. As an example, if you have a cleric in the party who was really into like defending their god and like converting people to it or something, make the enemy an evil cult. That player's gonna be hyped to fight the cult at all times. And then you have one player on board, and then if there's a rogue, let's say they want to steal stuff and become rich, well, that cult has lots of stuff. They also steal stuff. So you're telling me those are people I can steal from without the guards coming at me? Yeah. Awesome, let's go to the cult. And then you have two players in, and then the warrior of the party is going to be like, fine, we are fighting the cult today, but next week we are going after my stuff. And then the other player's like, yeah, sure, let's go after your stuff next. And then they are at least committed to that player's thing coming next. So like how I do that, how that works for me is I put players in a, like last time I did this for a game, I put players in a little town. And was literally like, okay, this is going to be a bit stereotypical, but there's like a bulletin board of stuff that needs doing. And then I had like 10 little quests worked out. There was little papers they could rip off the bulletin board if they want to do it. One is like, find my missing child, scout out these ruins, hey, hunt me some boars, we need boars for the upcoming event in the town, something like that. And then they were like, okay, we're gonna each pick one because this is too many to all do. So which one do you all want? And then they picked. We did all those things. And then I had an idea what they actually wanted to do. But since you gave them a choice initially, the choices feels like their choice, and that's nice for them. And it wasn't like huge adventures, each of them. It was just a little thing. Like, oh yeah, it's got the ruins. There's some goblins there. Let's get rid of the goblins. There was another thing we didn't take, which was like hunt goblins for stuff. We can double up now. Hey, great.
Perfect.
Yeah. And then the next thing is that we're hunting the boss. It's just going to be hunting the boss. They didn't have a good idea of what else to do there. But then the ranger could track things, and people who were shit at being in the woods could complain about it in character, and so on and so on. I forget what one person picked, finding the child, which they were in a different like predicament, being run away because of problems in the city. It's going too much detail now, but the idea is just tie those things loosely together so that it feels like all is cohesive, and then during these first little adventures you're doing, you can like keep notes of what the characters say they want to do or what you feel like would work for them, and then come at them next with that. Because what happened next in that adventure is that a bunch of gnoll cultists attacked the town.
Do you say gnomes?
No, not gnome.
Okay.
But would have been fucking amazing to use
like,
gnomes.
Gnomes are attacking. Just a bunch of short
I should have used gnomes. It would have been fucking magical.
The gnomes are coming as pitchforks. Like, oh my god.
Yeah. Because like in the like 2-3 weeks it had taken to get through the like bulletins they had picked, I had time to come up with a plot for my fucking campaign, which was, well, due to the blood war, the Gnoll god has died. So now the Gnolls are looking for a new god because their old one isn't there anymore.
Yeah.
They're also no longer under compulsion, actually, to be evil, because that's what D&D says they're evil, or evil because their god makes them evil.
Yeah.
But if it's dead, well, no longer evil. So then you have like one faction of them being like, we want our god back. We're going to summon that god back. That's what we attacked. And other factions were like, nah, I think having free will is pretty awesome. Let's have free will instead and figure stuff out for us. And then I had like, I think a year or so of actual games where it was just interacting with these Gnoll tribes, figuring out how to help them actually achieve being good. It was really fun, and the players had fun. It was good.
That's good.
But it's all like, I didn't know I was going to do that before I did it. Before it became clear to me the characters that had been made were would vibe with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
because if you think in advance, like, oh, the evil guy is going to be the king, and he's this and that, and the other thing is going on, and then all your parties like, hey, can we just make a tavern in town? And at that moment, the bad choice is to say, no, there's a story here about my king.
It's like, oh, sure, why not?
Thing you do, yeah, let's make a fucking tavern, sure. And you throw all your notes in the garbage and think about how that would work with the tavern.
If it's a tavern, you're just like, oh, the tax collector's here. They want everything. Well, fuck the king.
Yeah. There's like a bunch of gnomes in like tuxedos who really would like to get some money for the gnome mafia from you. Let's always make gnomes evil.
It's just it's a nice place. It would be a shame if something happened to it.
Yeah, it's a nice place. You know, there's lots of places only little people can go, and those can all catch on fire very easily in this place. Like it's really amazing. If you would like that to not happen, we should really talk about fire safety here.
Yeah.
We've already we've picked out some places that were really easy to catch on fire. Like I can't sugarcoat it.
It just turns out to be a fire safety team of gnomes.
Yeah, that would also be good. It's the fire brigade is gnomes.
Yeah.
Like 6 gnomes grabbing like one guy to carry him out. Like like you can have so much fun with that stuff.
Oh yeah.
Always do what your players actually want to do, and it will never feel like railroading. Because, of course, on some level, the adventure that you plan is going to be the thing you're going to want to run because it actually have an idea of what's going to go on.
Yeah, it's the main story, but if the players want to do side quests, sure.
Yeah, and again, like if it's suddenly about the tavern, then be like, yeah, okay, we can do that. We're going to end the session today though, because I have to think about what that would entail, and actually make up stuff that's going to be interesting for that.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
And then you can tie it back in, because in 6 months' time, when the tavern is established, the king is gonna
It'll be
get all sorts
crazier.
of evil taxes going because of his war that he's financing.
Yeah.
What war? Well, you didn't stop anything, so there's like a big cult now, and the king seems to be like engaged with it, and they are all. So there's talk about the demon summoning. Oh no, we have to defend the tavern. We have to get this.
If they still don't get it, there's gonna be a tax collector come in with a list of tax, and the very final one is evil tax. You get it?
Yeah.
Did you get it?
Yeah. Exactly. Like, but again, like also any plot you have that's actually good that you can keep in your pocket for another time. Like it's not gonna go anywhere. If the players really just don't want it, then yeah, there's a next time.
Yep. There's always another chance.
There you go. That's that.
That's amazing.
That's how I would deal with railroading, because you just don't want it to be obvious. But if the players want to do the thing anyway, then it's not railroading. It's just what happens because they're doing the thing.
That is fair. That is very fair. That's something I just keep. Actually, somehow I just I know, but I don't think about it until someone tells me. He's like, "Oh yeah, this makes perfect sense. Why not?"
Yeah, this is the kind of advice that's hard to come up, get on, like in your brain on your own. Took me years.
Yeah, that is fair. Thank you, Nura.
Of course.
So, as you go so far being a DM, like, is there a particular system you like the most besides the JRPG one you said about? That one's pretty cool, but is that your favorite, or there's like a certain system you like the most?
I couldn't have just one favorite. I like too many games for that, so I'm gonna go through some. Fabula Ultima for fantasy games is really good. I think it engages the players very well by giving them constant like little advancements. And then there's Shadowrun, which I just like because it's one of my old-timey games that I've always played.
Okay.
Where you can just be an awesome cybernetically enhanced super samurai, or a mage, or an elf who is really good at driving a car, or anything in between. So, because it's a kitchen sink game where everything goes.
So Shadowrun is magic and technology, right? Shadowrun
is the near future. Magic is back, baby.
Oh, okay.
And people have turned into trolls and elves and ogres and so on. And there's still humans, and there's still mega corporations, and there's still, of course, evil. There's like the mega corporations that control you today are still there, called a different thing. And they also do blood magic now.
Oh.
And stuff like that. So yeah, good luck getting. I mean, they might actually hire you to do crimes for them that are deniable.
The crimes are real.
Yeah, we can't send our own people in. They would be known, and they would commit a crime. But if it's like this undocumented people doing crimes, well, that's just the criminal element doing what it does. That's what Shadowrun is, essentially. Then there is the game we reviewed today, which I really enjoyed, which was the SCP game.
Oh yeah, I saw that one. It's a free game?
It is free.
Cool.
It's entirely free. You can just download the core book. The way they're making money is by releasing adventures, and you pay for those if you want to.
So the core is free. If you want other stuff, you just spend a little money on it.
The core thing honestly gives you everything you need to run an SCP game of any kind. It's really good. A good systems, very tight mechanics, very nice layouts of the book. Pretty okay buy-in because most people know what SCPs are, and it would be interesting to run that. And if we have another one, I do want to play Golden Sky Stories at some point, which is a non-dice game where you're just a little guy solving little problems, a little like shrine spirit or something that just is like, oh, this child seems to be lost. Just bring it home, and that's your whole fucking game adventure.
Oh,
and that's as high as the stakes go. That's already high stakes for Golden Sky Stories.
It's like, oh, there's a child, and they bring him home.
Yeah. And then World of Darkness games of any kind are good, except Werewolf. Werewolf sucks.
Werewolf sucks.
Yeah, it just sucks. I don't like it. I like werewolves in the game as like being there, but I like vampire or mage or hunter even way more.
Fair.
And the last I want to mention is Lancer, because if you like mech combat, then Lancer is your game.
Lancer. Well, that's a lot of games.
Yep. I like this hobby. Play it a lot.
That's good. Yeah, I enjoy our TTRPG. It's just I'm not the greatest, so I appreciate you giving me some guidance, Nura.
Of course.
Thank you for sharing your wisdom with us.
I enjoy talking about this. This is one of my special interests.
That is something you think about, is that you have to spend so much time to you how do you say this? You have to go spend so much time into researching and reading these. Like, it must spend a lot of time, right?
Let me give an example. The SCP book.
Mm-hmm.
That is 200 pages.
Oh boy, it's like a novel.
I would say I spent 2 hours preparing for the show.
Oh.
Because with an RPG, like what you get is sort of like tables of weapons, for example, that I'm not gonna read in detail. Like, not all of the pages in the book are actually super important for me to internalize.
Yeah.
So I read the rules, I understand the rules, I understand like setting stuff, and I understand the tone of the book, and then that's fine to do a show about it.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, if it's more pages in the book, it takes longer. Or if it's like a lot of dense mechanics, it takes longer. But more and more, especially modern games, you tend to not have... The mechanics side of RPGs is pretty good these days, where it's not super shitty anymore.
Got it.
But then it's also nice because it can surprise me. Because SCP, I picked that, was like... I flicked through the PDF, was like, oh, they derive stats. What the fuck? This is not 20 years ago. What are you doing? I'm picking this to probably hate it and talk about that from the show. But then it's like, oh, I actually like this a lot. And the derivation is very easy. So it's actually not a problem. So I was surprised. But it's in a good way. Like, it's nice.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Speaking of it,
actually, it's maybe more like 3 hours of prep, but whatever. It's not that long, really.
I mean, it's something you enjoy. Time flies by, and you don't feel like working as much. You're just absorbing it.
Mm.
Yeah, speaking of TTRPG, I just realized there's another game that there's two games that I wonder, have you tried before? First is the old one, Call of Cthulhu. Have you tried, or it's more of a US thing?
I have played it before, yes. I didn't really warm up to it, mainly because the dice mechanics are
D100
bad. Yeah, like, rules as written, to be a professional pilot, you have to fly a flying skill of 50.
Mm-hmm.
So technically, every second time you fly a plane, you crash? Question mark.
You're professional enough. You only crash once out of 2 times, instead of everybody just crash immediately.
Yeah. like the rules say, okay, you only roll skills if something can go wrong. But I'm like, this is the 1920s in planes.
Everything goes wrong. Everything goes wrong.
Can easily go wrong. Like, there's a gust of wind. Roll for flying. D100 system without like any safety nets in it that give you points in stuff for automatic success or make it more likely. Kind of bad. I like the vibe of the game, but it is something where I'm like, I can't play this just on the vibe. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And honestly, the SCP game, it's free enough that you could do a civilian style game in it about supernatural stuff. And that's kind of Cthulhu. It's just modern day.
I mean,
so just use that system.
Isn't Cthulhu in SCP? He's just some like elder god that doesn't want to be bothered.
Not officially, because it's a trademark thing. SCP, the whole thing is that you would, that they write their own stuff, right? It's a collaborative wiki project. However, yeah, of course, everyone knows that Cthulhu is in it. He just doesn't have an entry on the wiki. Obviously, they know about him, and you can put that in your game. It's just not going to like show up on the wiki officially, like because it's trademarked in some way.
Yeah,
I assume at least it is.
It's more of a side joke, because like Cthulhu's like, stop bothering me.
Yeah, of course. But yeah, okay. I've played it. I didn't really. What's the other one you wanted to ask me about?
City of Mist. Have you tried that?
City of Mist. I must admit that I don't know.
It's rather new, I would say. It's like a pretty new what's the word? New game for tabletop. You can Google it.
Oh, I have seen this talked about, but I have not played it. No,
That's fair.
This is from 2016 Kickstarter, 2017 release. So it's like 7 years old, not that new, but kind of new.
Yeah, it's within the decade, so
it's Modiphius, so you know it's solid. That's all I say about it.
okay.
Modiphius makes good product.
Yeah, I take a look of the system. It's more story driven of the it's more player driven. They said.
Yeah,
I never get
kind of Modiphius roles.
Yeah, I never get the chance to play it because none of my friends want to. So I just like, you know what? I just look into it. It's like actually pretty interesting. It's very player driven. Like the game master or whatever they call it gives it a general idea, and the players just go for it and just like want to do this, want to do that, and combat is more stylish too. It's instead of fixed D&D combat, you roll certain higher or something. It's more like you do the action and you roll and see this the action pass, and you will describe how things works, and the game master is like, oh, that's pretty cool, and it just keep going, and it describe everything you do instead of the game master. The game master only describe everything around the player.
Yeah. It's a style that more and more games do, which I support, honestly.
It's it lightens the game master's responsibility for everything.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's something I maybe we get a chance so we can play it.
Oh god, if I find the time, I'm gonna say sure we can try.
Yeah,
I'm down to play most things.
I'm definitely down for that. We just need to find other people.
But I'm gonna say my vacation comes up from December 18th until January. Maybe that's the time we could try a one shot or something.
Yeah.
I would have to read the game though, at least. Like I would have to seek it out a little bit to know if it's for me.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Modiphius, I'm gonna say a solid game probably because Modiphius does good stuff. So I just off of that pedigree, I'm fine to try it.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I believe they have a free sample version on their website. You can just give them your email and they just let you download the basic stuff. That's but I think I have some books I can send it to you too.
Yeah, sure. Let's just get this done.
I just need to go find them. It's been a while.
Yeah, you're not going to do it right now, so no worries.
Yeah, you have your hands full already.
I have my pops.
Your paws full, yeah. It's like, those are big paws, though. You can feel a lot of things.
Yeah, I mean, they are very bad at holding things, is the thing.
You just have to, like, kind of just palm them.
I have to say, what do you do now? I'm holding a pen, can't even write, you know?
That's so cute.
Thank you.
Yeah. I appreciate your time. Today is I was thinking like maybe just mostly talk about the tabletop thing, so it's we don't have too many topics and too many different vibes. So table talk is something fun to talk about, but next time if I get the chance to get you on, we can talk about your other hobby if that's okay.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, there's subtle hints as to what I might like.
Yeah. I wonder what it is.
Yeah, we can absolutely do that. Absolutely.
Yeah, I want to make sure that this is a place and show that you feel comfortable talking with me and all that.
I'm super comfy right now. This is fun.
Thank you. It's like the set is one of those weird one I found online. I was like, it's $5. Why not?
I wonder why I get the hot beverage and you have the cold beverage.
Oh yeah, I'm a cold beverage drinker.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not the only thing I drink that's hot is mostly soup, and I don't drink soup with a mug.
That's understandable. So that is That is single behavior. She put the soup in the mug.
Yeah, I appreciate it though, Nura. Thank you very much. It's a very good time hanging out with you again.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It is. It was very fun. Yes, I agree. It was a good time.
It is a good time. It's about the promised time, about an hour ish. So I have not I have not wasted your time. So you could actually rest a little bit.
For future reference, I would be good to going longer for other things than this.
Yeah, I mean, next time we can find a time that you're not in a hurry to need to next day have something to do.
Again, to give it to you right now, December 18th, I have my first vacation day. That is like in 3 weeks, a Thursday or something like that.
Ah, yes. Yeah, I can do it.
Oh no, sorry, 19th. 18th when I was working.
Oh yeah.
So then I'm way more free to do stuff later for me.
No problem. We'll schedule it later. So I don't accidentally take up one of your slots.
It's fine. Like, of course, Christmas is a thing over here, so that's would have to be.
Yeah, Christmas is the thing. Everybody have a nice Christmas.
Yeah. I have also until I believe January 12th is my last. Like, I have a long vacation.
You do have a long vacation. I was looking at the calendar. That's a pretty long vacation.
That's a month almost. Yeah. But hey, I have the time. I wanted it. It's good to have a long vacation.
Definitely. You get to spend time with friends and family.
I don't know. You know, the Americans. You make do with like. I don't know, fumes on when it comes to vacation days. Germans are like, where's my 30 days vacation a year, huh?
Yeah, I was like, where's my like we're lucky to have like a 4-day weekend.
Yeah, like,
which I'm in right now.
Like that's one of the first things that when I looked into, like America seems cool, like. What about like living there or something?
Definitely.
Years ago, I had this idea, and then I found out. Wait, what do you mean they have like 5 vacation days a year?
Oh yeah,
there's no way.
It is true. Yeah, it's like, I would not suggest anybody from Europe to move to the U.S. because the vacation is ridiculous. I would prefer to visit people in Europe. They enjoy the vacations with everybody there instead of being forced to work.
Like. Yeah, you can get more days, but it's unpaid. I'm like, fuck you.
Fuck you guys.
All my vacation days are paid vacation days.
Yeah,
you take a month off, and it's will get paid for the month.
Yeah, but here's the thing: where does the lazy American stereotype came from? If we have less vacations.
Yeah, I don't know. Germans are efficient somehow. I don't know why that is. Having worked with Germans for years, we are not efficient.
I mean, education-wise, you guys are a lot more proficient than we do.
I mean, maybe, but like efficiency is like I think. I would say
proficiency is not how fast you can do it. It's like it works good. Everybody's happy, good.
Nah. I guess
that's my thought. It's like everybody's happy with their life, good enough.
Yeah, that's true. That is fair.
Yeah. Well, next time I'll get you up here, and we won't have to have a green screen on the screen for a minute.
I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
What happens if I like pick off that charm on your forehead?
Oh, that thing? This is a decoration. It has no power over me.
Okay. It's different for different folks, right?
Yeah, I was like, why do you have that? So I can blend in with the rest of my cousins.
Yeah, it's just it's just like you need to have the thing, otherwise people ask questions.
Yeah, it's like, why are you without your talisman? Whatever. It literally on top, if you read Mandarin, it says whatever.
That's good. That's really good. I like that.
Yeah, I decided. I told my artist I wanted to make sure it says whatever on there. It's like okay, because I'm chill like.
I like that.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm working on my 2.0. Hopefully, I can get it in mid 2025. Hopefully, that's a hope because I have to pay off my debt and save up money for that.
Yeah, no, it'd be. I had to suddenly get a car this year, and it sucked.
Oh yeah, I got a car too. That's why I got debts. A car? Yeah. You got to be kidding me! Why? Because our company moved to somewhere middle of nowhere. Yay!
For me, it was my old car that I have had for a long time. Finally died, so it's unexpectedly, of course. I thought it would live a bit longer. So
well, made that car rest in peace.
Money. Yeah, I made it. I had some money put away, but not enough for a fresh one. So.
Fair. What brand is it? If you don't mind me asking.
I drove a Ford Fiesta, and I'm still driving a Ford Fiesta now.
Okay,
it's a newer one. I
That's
like the
nice.
Ford Fiesta. It's a really good car.
Yeah. Also, before we before we go, what? So I don't know how to pronounce it correctly. Is it Volkswagen?
Volkswagen, yeah.
I keep seeing meme videos of car breaking down, then suddenly Volkswagen. That's auto.
Volkswagen, das Auto. Yeah, that's the German slogan for it, I think.
Yeah, but it's more of a joke these days. I don't know why.
Yeah, VW has not been doing the best work.
They used to be great cars. Like back in when I was a kid, everybody loved them. Yeah. Now they're just kind of like breaking apart.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I couldn't tell you what's going on. I just know I like Fiestas, and they don't make them anymore. So I got.
Oh, that's a shame. That's a shame. That's a shame.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a I got a Toyota RAV4 2007. They don't make those anymore too. Like they stopped making at the 2008 because they stopped using. Used to be a pretty good engine. Now they swap it to the weaker one for quote unquote environment. It's like that's bullshit.
Okay. Yeah. I think with the Fiesta, last one's 2018 made. My new car is from 2017.
That's a shame though, because there are some good models they don't make anymore.
Yeah. Hey, I have heated seats now. I'm happy.
Yeah, it's like as long as you're happy, everything's good, right?
Yeah. Only cost me way too much money.
the money.
Yeah.
God damn it! Everything is expensive because inflation. Let's not talk about it. It hurts.
Yeah, it does hurt. It sucks. It sucks so much.
Yeah. Oh, let's just look at the happy side. Let's just look at the happy side. We still get to hang out with people and all that, and because internet, we don't have to fly over to hang out.
That is true. That is the truest thing.
Yeah. Then again, thank you very much, Nura. I appreciate you hanging out with me.
I'm happy to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. So before we end, I'm gonna play the quote unquote sponsors, which is my subscribers, where I don't have a sponsor yet for obvious reasons. Then I'll play the outro. So thank you everybody, and thank you, Nura. Yeah. So I'm just gonna mute both of us.
Have a good one, everyone.
Everybody have a good one. Bye.
この番組はご覧のスポンサーの提供でお送りします。